What happens exactly when you speak out publicly in support of Israel? Watch this captivating video and let's talk about it after.
When you speak out publicly in support of Israel, you get a lot of abuse, of course, but along with it, you get quite an education about the number of people who blame Jews, not Israelis, Jews, for everything bad in the world. Now, this is a sentiment that I've always been aware of course, as a kind of noxious undercurrent that I occasionally get a whiff of, but lately it's something that I'm getting told about literally every single day, usually several times a day. I've even had a personal acquaintance approach me in the pub to tell me about the Jews and how they control everything, which I'm sure would come as a major surprise to those people in Europe who are afraid to identify themselves publicly as Jews in case they get physically attacked. For this video, I know I'll be bombarded on social media with Jew hate from people who see me as some kind of race traitor. I know I'll be sent all kinds of disgusting cartoons and references to the protocols of the Elders of Zion, an anti-Semitic forgery, in case you're one of the few people who still don't know. And I know I'll be sent again and again a certain video in support of the claim that Jews, among their many other crimes, are directly responsible for the Muslim invasion. It's a video interview with a Jewish academic in Sweden who expresses her naive personal view that multiculturalism in Europe is inevitable, that it's generally a good thing, and that Jews should support it. To a number of unhinged individuals, this amounts to incontrovertible proof that Jews are masterminding Islam's invasion of Europe, despite being among the people most heavily threatened by it. Synagogues and Jewish schools in Europe need armed guards 24/7, and Jews are currently fleeing Europe in droves to escape imported Muslim violence, yet somehow they're still in a position to mastermind the invasion because, as everyone knows, they control the world. That's right, 0.2% of the world's population control everyone else while being hounded and vilified by everyone else. Those Jews who get beaten up on the streets of Europe are actually controlling their Muslim attackers like marionettes, and they've got such complete control of the media that journalists are indifferent to anti-Semitic violence and almost uniformly hostile towards Israel. That's quite an achievement by those all-powerful Jews, wouldn't you say? The fact is that Jew hatred has become a lot more fashionable recently in Europe. It's been fairly dormant since the Second World War for obvious reasons, but like a seed that just needs a few drops of water to sprout into life, it's been nourished by a flood tide of Jew-hating Muslims. Currently, 16 countries in the world ban Israelis from entering. The one thing that unites them is Islam, a religion that hated Jews long before the State of Israel was ever thought of. If Israel was a Christian country, there wouldn't be any such blacklist, and the situation in the region would be very different. Yes, there would be hostility, because there always is from Islam, but there wouldn't be this relentless, hysterical demonization, and generations of Arab children wouldn't be hypnotized into hatred and bloodlust from infancy. But Israel is not a Christian country, it's a Jewish one. And Islam hates Jews, not Israelis, Jews. And Muslim children all over the world are taught that Jews are the eternal enemy. And Europe is importing millions of Muslims, meaning Europe is importing wholesale Jew hatred. I wonder who's behind it all. If you know, I'm sure you'll tell me.
Incredible video. And the truth is very much rooted in what he said about the distinction between Jews and Israelis. Let's not forget that it's not just about radical Islamists hating Israelis. They don't like Jewish people to begin with, nor do they like Christians or any other ethnic minority that doesn't also believe in their radical ideology. Back in the 30s, we saw collaborations between radical Islamists from the Middle East, al-Husseini, go to Berlin and meet with Hitler to talk about how to bring this final solution from Nazi Germany to the Middle East to finally solve the Jewish problem. And it's also historically on record that they had these collaborations. You think that these riots that were taken out against Jewish people or Israelis in the Middle East, you think it only came from radical Islam ideology? It seeped not just from that. It seeped from great, great influences like Hitler, who got a lot of the world to obey and bow down to him based on what he saw the Jewish ethnicity, the Jewish race, bringing to the table, which he saw as a destruction. And he got a lot of people to think and agree with him on the idea of cleansing them from earth. So much so that he obviously found a really good opportunity to destroy all of Israel, Jewish people, and I wonder why that land. Why not America? Why not Canada? Why not anywhere else? You know why? Because Hitler understood that this was the indigenous homeland to Jewish people. And so the only way to actually have the final solution to this problem is to eradicate them from their indigenous homeland. You probably don't hear that angle too much, but why do you think that Hitler had to meet with people in the Middle East? What is the connection there? What's the connection there? They were trying to solve the problem before Israel, and I'm going to say was reestablished, because it has always been the national homeland. It has always been the indigenous homeland to Jewish people. And Hitler knew that. He didn't want that to spread. Hitler did not want what is today. He didn't want a flourishing national homeland for Jewish people. He definitely would not like to see the relationship that Israel has today with Germany. That is the truth, and it is going around. People have a free anti-Semitic card to pull out of their wallet when they walk around, and they are getting away with anything that they want. Name me any other minority, ethnic minority. Name me the same exact things that you see on camera happening to Jewish people, happen to black people, happen to Asian people, happen to Hispanic people, happen to gay people at Columbia University. Please tell me what would happen. Tell me what would happen if a group of students tried to blockade an African American group coming out of class trying to walk back to their dorms or go to the cafeteria, and they only created a blockade in a human chain because they were black. Tell me what would happen. Explain it to me. Enlighten me. Make me understand that this isn't just because they're Jews. Because if you think it's the equivalent of anything else, then okay, fine. Go test it. Go test it and tell me what would happen. Thank you so much for all your support. I'll see you next video. If you want to continue the conversation, you can support my work for free. Discord does not cost a thing. It is the best way to connect with me and others who are seeking the truth. The link is in the description. But if you want to take it one step further, my Patreon gives you access to the Israel you don't see, uncovering the untold stories of what mainstream media does not show you. The link is in the description, and it helps me to continue this work. Or if you're just looking to help this thing go, PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee is a really easy way to support me. This channel, this work does not happen without all of you. Thank you. I love you. I'll see you next time.